Hey everybody, how you doing? Mr. Bookman here, and I will be reading Little Mo Gives Thanks by Glenys, Nellist, and Sally Garland. Please enjoy. Little Mo Gives Thanks. Little Mo was excited for his fancy forest feast. He stood under the old oak tree and admired the big table he sat. The pine cone pie he made with Mama was perfect. The acorn stew was sizzling, and the mushroom soup smelled marvelous. Little Mo beamed. On the best seat, he carefully placed several signs for 3 very important guests. They would be arriving soon. Little Lurk peeked out from her nest above and watched as Little Mo put the strawberry sauce on the table. "Who is this special seat for, Little Mo?" she asked. "Oh, you'll see," Little Mo replied. "Someone very important." Little Squirrel sat on a branch nearby and watched as Little Mo scurried to the table with a pitcher of blackberry juice. "Who is this special seat for, Little Mo?" she asked. "Oh, you'll see," Little Mo replied. "Someone very important." Little Mouse popped his head out of the hole in the tree trunk and watched as Little Mo sat the pumpkin pudding in the center of the table. "Who is this special seat for, Little Mo?" she asked. "Oh, you'll see," Little Mo replied. "Someone very important." At least everything was ready. Little Mo brushed his hair and took off his apron. He was all set to welcome his 3 special guests. They would be so impressed with his fancy forest feast. Little Mo beamed in delight as the first important guest came down the path. It was Principal Porcupine. But before Little Mo could take her to her special seat, Principal Porcupine shook her head and said, "Oh, Little Mo, I'm so sorry. I have an event at school. I can't come to your fancy forest feast." Little Mo was disappointed, but he cheered up when he saw the next important guest arriving. It was, wonder who it could be. Firefighter Fox. But before Little Mo could take him to his special seat, Firefighter Fox shook his head and said, "Oh, Little Mo, I'm so sorry. I have to clean my fire truck. I can't come to your fancy forest feast." Little Mo was so disappointed, but he cheered up when he saw the next important guest arriving. It was Mayor Moose. But before little Mo could take him to his special seat, Mayor Moose shook his head and said, "Oh, little Mo, I'm so sorry. I need to get to the city council meeting. I can't come to your fancy forest feast." Little Mo was so disappointed, he put his head in his paws and wondered what to do. Little Lurk, Little Squirrel, and Little Mouse felt so bad for their friend. "Oh, Little Mo," they said as they ran and gave him a hug. We're sorry your important guest couldn't come. You worked really hard to prepare your fancy forest feast." Little Mo looked at his three good friends, and suddenly he knew what to do. He jumped up, grabbed his chalk, and wrote on the three signs. "Little Lurk, Little Squirrel, Little Mouse," he shouted. "These special seats are for you. Now, run, invite all your friends. I want my table to be full." Little Mo beamed at Mama as she looked around the table at all the creatures who had gathered there. "Raise your glasses," Little Mo said. "Let's give thanks for our families and our friends, because they are the most important." To friends and family, everyone cheered as they drank their blackberry juice. It was the finest forest feast ever. Well, I guess instead of his friends that was supposed to come, he had some different friends. Has that ever happened to you, that your friends couldn't make it, so you had to ask some other friends to come? Let me know with a thumbs up if that has ever happened to you. Well, everybody, hope all of you enjoyed this book reading here, and if you did, can you go thumbs up? Hit that thumbs up button. Can you do that? When you do that, it will bring people here to my channel so they can check me out. Also, if you're new and you came along this book reading, can you hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to my channel and check out my other book readings here? I got plenty, so feel free to check them out. Also, hit that notification bell. Whenever I upload, you will be notified. But until my next book reading, they call me Mr. Bookman. And this book reading's over. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, everybody.